well, United, they're going to be feeling so good after that first map, and this is perhaps their best map. So let's see whether or not SK can breach one of these bomb sites, and United playing a very passive 3-man setup on B. Quite interesting. It's a bit gambly, bit of a gamble, because if you lose A quickly, you are pretty screwed. Let's see if they can do it. That was an important one to get. Dazzle picks one up in the apartments with the CZ. CZ smoke. Alex looking for one. Dazzle with another. Lots of money for it. The loaf is being thrown all over the place.
Oh my god, he's flying in bread.
The calories are too much. Stu will finally eliminate him.
It's a wheat overdose. Oh, he's dead. I'm too late. Maybe it was a wheat overdose.
Stu can still save this. Stu. Young Stu looking for the headshots with the Glock. Can't quite find what he's looking for. There's one actually. One more and he finds it. That is outrageous. After the brilliance.
Stewie 4K.
Fake it.
I draw the line. I draw the line.
I want to make a joke about Wonder Bread, but I feel like that's racist or something. But I don't remember.
Wonder Bread. What the hell is Wonder Bread?
Because Wonder Bread is like a thing that they would call white people in movies as a joke.
Really?
Really?
Yeah,
I never heard of that before,
American movies.
Wonder Bread. I've never. What kind of trash movies are these?
What's that? The New Kid. I think it's the New Kid. I think they call them Wonder Bread.
The New Kid.
Yeah, there's a movie.
So you just say everything that he said. You're like, it's outrage with every single sentence. I
don't know. I'm not trying to be racist, but I think it's racist or something. So I'll just avoid it.
James is generally outraged. Not anything.
Wonder Bread.
Nothing specific. Just outrage.
Cocoa Breads is where it's at. The London man snow.
Banana breads. A bit of banana bread here for SK. Say nice guys. No. Let's just stop this now. Putting an end to this.
Putting a penny on the tracks of the conversation.
I say putting an end to it, but Loafman is an amazing name, and I don't feel as though we'll get bored
great.
of that.
Could be a superhero.
Loafman.
Just think about a slice of bread with his hands on it.
If he has the thing is, if he has like a long-term girlfriend, right, he can just walk into the bedroom and be like, I am the loaf man, because you can be that kind of coy, and then it's just too late. It's too late for her, right? She's already.
That you would do that if your name was Loaf.
She's too. You know I would.
I know.
She's in too deep. I am the loaf man.
Well,
and it's time to get that bread. Spit them lyrics, baby.
So many awful interpretations of that. Anyway,
my bread is hot like fire.
Anyway.
Some even call it toast.
Toast, yeah.
Oh, this is too much.
Well, anyway. If he makes it, if they make it to a major and they get signatures, I want it to just be like an outline of a loaf with just, or like, oh, just a loaf with legs or something like that. That should just be the signature.
A loaf with lens flare, because the lens flare is the dazzle.
You can't put lens flare in a signature though, right?
You can't. I could.
You can?
I got the skills.
Okay.
It's just multiple circles. Lens flare.
Oh, you just draw it on. I feel you.
What did you mean, literal lens flare?
Well, that's what would be impossible, yeah.
On an illustration.
An animated signature would be pretty sick.
Hell, you just can't get the stuff.
To be honest, if it was hollow, then you could make it. You could kind of make it work if it was like a hollow one.
We just have a
hollow what? A hollow loaf.
Thick white, poorly drawn circles as lens flare.
Like a hologram one.
A hologram loaf.
The signature. It's a sticker. You can make it hollow. Stop being difficult.
Holographic, you mean? Or do you mean hollow as in it's got like it's got a cavity?
Hologram?
My name's James. I'm just going to misinterpret everything on purpose.
No, but saying hollow is saying it's got a cavity, like. You might.
And then I'm going to act generally outraged at things Launders says.
Well, you can have like a Pokemon card. If it's hollow, it's shiny. You ever had a hollow Pokemon card?
I've never had a Pokemon anything, Launders.
Have you seen one?
Rachel Quirico once forced me to capture a Pokemon on her phone. That's my entire Pokemon experience of my whole life.
Was your first Pokemon experience?
First and last. When I was in Malaysia, we saw about 200 people looking for Pokemon by a lake. That's it.
It's kind of weird, isn't it? Like just that no, because obviously it's like an augmented reality type experience in a sense.
Yeah.
And just that, like, that we have the ability now with technology to sort of put...
Are you marveling at the science behind Pokemon Go?
No, just the fact that the way that games can interface with reality in that way is kind of scary, actually. Because that's the thing, like, you look at people doing this, you've no idea about it. You just see a bunch of people wandering around seeing stuff that you can't see, that doesn't exist to you.
No, we're about...
They're not seeing stuff we can't see. They're looking at their phones. It's on their phone.
No, of course it is. Yeah, but that's
You're
the whole
saying like
point.
they got the Google Glass on or
No, but
something.
they're looking
It is
for a
kind of
camera.
like that. It's augmented reality.
Yeah, they're looking for a camera,
Whatever,
which
man.
it puts the Pokemon onto the...
Spy round time. Eunited on the CT side, looking to get things going with Ace on the AWP. They are already very light on grenades after an unsuccessful first 3 rounds. Moose looking for his first kill, as is Ace. Missed a few AWP shots in the previous match, but did not harm them too much. And what of SK? Stewie is 7 for 1 at the moment, so he's off to a good start. Let's see, they've taken possession of Banana. Don't go back to it, Dan. I can see you smiling.
That's a great name, man. It's such a good name.
Now they're trying to force the CTs back top mid, try to deny him the information. That smoke will compromise any support that might have been there for Dazzle. So he will be slowly moving away.
So top mid, top Banana, they have everything they need. Everything they need. Bomb's going back towards Banana, so SK have decided to leave the lurkers, or lurk Infer, towards top mid. He will die though. Will Bolts decide to replace him, or he go and join the push? He will join the push, which is the sensible option. But SK, I think, will work this out very soon. They're going to spot top mid now. Right, United, sorry. And now we'll start the rotation. Might be a bit too late though. Dapper with a big pop flash there, trying to do what he can, trying to delay, but it's an impossible position. Cold will eventually take him down. But Dazzle is in position, and Ace as well. That was a very well-timed flash.
Couldn't have been better.
So close.
Yeah, that's a very big frag, and that may have been a decider. I think Moose was already on his way out. There we go. He'll be United holding on to what they have. An angry SK looking for revenge. Looking to remind everybody who they are, as they do have more games to go. I think after this they'll have 6 more games this season of ECS. And if they were to lose this one, they will very likely need to win all of the remaining ones if they are to have a chance of making LAN. Moose must have had a considerable malfunction on his keyboard when he was typing his name in.
He's spoofing his name like Connor.
Yeah,
Con93, how can I forget?
Con.
CZ's, AWP, and an AK. Actually looks like a good buy. If they had a couple more grenades, it would almost be like a full buy. Because the CZs are so strong at close range. 3 on Banana. United with a deep smoke. I like this. I like this, actually. They're sort of committing, I would say, considering that they have no utility, to do or die by this Banana fight. And Ace is caught out and off guard. That is a big problem. Stu with a quick frag onto Dapper. Superior positioning works out. And SK Gaming have essentially diffused all of the danger except for Relics, who will now be caught out as well. So just a lone Moose.
Bleach. Getting that Bleach game on towards the B bomb site. Leaving Moose alone on A. He's being hunted for. It's a nice shot from Moose. How do they stabilize? They are about to reach maximum loss bonus. Saving this one rifle would make a difference to the buy in the round to come, but how likely is it? Not very. Not very. No, it's not.
So, Nonders, where do you feel like SK's biggest problems reside on the Inferno, on the map Inferno? Because is it T side, is it CT side? Where do you commonly see them make mistakes?
It's usually on CT side. I feel like they haven't seen them play with Stewie, but I feel like Cloud9 made the same mistakes. Cloud9, Nip, FaZe, all I think play too passively sometimes. I think we'll probably see it.
see if they even need a CT side. So far they're doing so well on the T side. May not even come into play. We saw that dynamic with Luminosity though, having a strong T side, but really fall short on the CT side of Inferno. That SK will have quite the same problem, but we will find out in due time. Two players from United's Dapper and Relics sort of in the middle of Banana at the moment. Looks like they'll fall back with Relics. Leave Dapper there. Relics will rotate to the A sites. Will he make it in time here? SK's quite slow still on their map control. Haven't taken top mid yet. Haven't retaken Banana just yet. Although Stewie now will walk on Banana.
Sounder flies towards B.
Looks like it might try to wrap to B.
Let's have a look. Maybe they'll have two options available to them depending on what Bolts does. Will Bolts deploy his smoke towards the balcony as we've seen him do before?
Oh, he's coming back.
Not giving any sound cues away, and this is the kind of split of the A site that causes colossal pain, anguish to the CT side. And look at that, 3 players in the arc position, Ace down immediately. That's all getting dinged, but he's delivering all the kills. What on earth?
That's insane.
That is not how it normally goes.
No, they were in the... SK had them in all the spots they wanted to. 2 like deep inside. Dazzle goes huge here, dude. Like headshot there, that was insane. That peak too.
I wonder if he got shot in the head by his teammate in pit. I'm not sure.
Yeah, he got a headshot and he didn't have a helmet. He didn't take much damage, so
It must have been his teammate then, or through the wall, yeah.
didn't seem to phase him at all, which is awesome.
Yeah.
Stay calm, stay true. And Relics has a grenade for you. Flashes abounds. Fallen looks to get himself the pick. Deep flash from Stu. Lots of utility expended by both sides to get Banana. It's going to be won by the terrace side. For also taking the loaf with him. Towards A. I don't know, mate. That's don't know. Don't know anymore.
The bread has expired.
The bread is expired. Past its use by date.
I am the loaf man. We are all the loaf man now, says Ace. Smoking off the balcony. Very strong smoke from him. No one able to trade that kill. I don't know if he saw a second player there towards a short position, but he's got Ace for support. That's a lovely shot from Moose. Waiting for the smoke to dissipate. Deploying the Molotov, and Bolts wanted to go through that. HP in the red now. Low on the numbers are SK. They need to do damage here, the Brazilian side. Can't allow United to survive with 4 players. Now it's 3, now it's 2. And now they might just win the round because there's been no rotation this entire time.
Because they were sad in B and they had no banana info. They had no choice.
Bolts is very weak, so it does come down to cold. We'll see though. They'll make their way through the quad position. This is not the ideal crossfire for it from the T's. You'd want 1 man in pit and 1 man where Cold is. But we'll see if they can make it work regardless. Still very strong. Cold gets the first one. The second, though, will be Bolts. And he'll finish things off with the apartment's position. 6-1, United losing another round. Very unfortunate for them.
I was 4v2, but since they didn't have info, they're so trapped in B, they're like, oh, I'm too scared to rotate. Then it's 2 2v2s, which is pretty fair. It's not supposed to be fair, but it's pretty fair.
Six to 1. Where your guns at? Nowhere in sight. United taking an absolute spanking, the kind some people pay for. Abandoning B. There's been a big focus, sorry, abandoning Banana. There's been a big focus from SK towards Banana area. They're definitely willing to take the combat on the buy rounds versus the likes of United. With the likes of Stewie, why the hell not?
Moving forward, does find the first one. Nice trade out from Relics though, just making this hurt a little bit. it's unlikely that United will win the round, but they can get some additional damage. My God, another frag from Relics. CZ proving successful. The bomb is towards A though, and there's surely no way that they can make this work. There's only one CZ here on the site of A, and it's dealt with. Ace with the USP, able to trade one back, but the round is going to be SK's for sure. Unless, no, there's just not. I just can't entertain this. I can't entertain a possibility. And Relics will save the AK because he's sensible.
Smart
And
man.
that was a lot of
Prudent.
damage, though, considering all they had is, you know, a couple CZs and some USPs. A lot of damage.
Mm-hmm.
That said, they don't have the rounds, and the rounds are what count, of course, and they're stuck on one at the moment. The AK saved will definitely pay off, you know, moving forwards. But it's otherwise a very grim tale for United. Hopefully we get to see some good play from Ace with that AWP. He's quite an explosive AWPer, and that has benefited United in some of the previous matches we watched of them theirs recently.
Off we go again. United back on the buy. Ace is naked with the sniper rifle. So let's see. One would presume, will be nowhere near banana for the time being. He'll start the proceedings with the smoke grenade on top mid, it seems. Ooh, the flashbang though, the burst. They're looking to break these plays immediately. Ace, can he get to the site? He can. Oh, dazzled the wall, just saving his bacon there. Getting shot in the face. And, oh, I'm completely unprepared for this. Ace goes down eventually. Slightly laboured, but Moose is still alive in the pit.
Stu makes his way forwards though, cleaning out all the positions. Head spotted. Head spotted. Stu with the smoke on motor gets the plant 2v3 after plant here as Fallen takes position in the pit. Stu can go in the side if he wants. How are they called to set up? Looks like they're going to do requirements. Stewie. Nicely done. Does get dinged for his trouble though. Dazzle and Stu, the two low players, about to duel perhaps. Stewie might walk into the angle, but Dazzle not looking. And does that seal the deal here? Relics doesn't have any utility. He doesn't have a kit either. So he has to get two immediate headshots, and Fallen will just toy with him.
He expects he's being baited by the brief shots, but again, no kit. He wants to take everybody down with him. Stewie's doomed, so he'll try to make the frag. 8-1 for SK Gaming. They've got somewhere to be. I do wonder if it's almost a sign that they respect the prowess that United have shown so far. It's not often you see SK play at that kind of pace, especially on Inferno, bursting through the smoke like that. It's really cool, overwhelming the defenses. You love to see that as well when a CT team has been struggling, they just finally get back on a bike. Like, okay guys, this is the run, let's just stabilize, not lose anybody early. It's like, oh my god, they're everywhere!
It's a biological attack.
1 minute 30. Mixed bag from United. The 3 CZs, the 2 rifles, a lot of utility. See how SK identify the threats and try to neutralize them. The loaf man lurks. He is in the vicinity. Ace caught with a grenade in his hand. Dazzle manages to escape for now. He's got time to get the reload in, but he did see Bolts in apartments. Bolts showing the dome. Fallen going for an attack as well. Dazzle's days are numbered.
Yeah, looking very savage, this attack into the A site. SK looking quite strong at the moment. Not much to do other than save. United have just been really struggling here. I mean, they've not really been able to win any sort of the mid-round scenarios, and it just continually seems to be the case that SK are able to find their way into A splits, and that seems to be a big problem because it's very powerful. So you don't want to let them get to that point. Nice by Relics, but it's again just consolation at this point.
Yeah, the one round they win is because Dazzle gets like a monster 3K. That can never happen again.
Yeah, yeah. You feel like you want them to stop SK, you know, find the quad, like the porch stack, or find like a way to stack 4 players towards A, or find a way to win banana early, or
do a retake mid. You know, peek alt, like use your alt more aggressively. A lot of options.
That's kind of the thing. SK are a team of a caliber where you cannot play passively. It's just impossible. You have to play a T side on your CT side.
They know what to do with map control.
Yeah, they won't make a mistake. Big push.
Oh my days.
Big push.
The thing is, even if they win this round, are they going to get a 3rd one? Are they going to get a 4th one? There's still a 6-9 possible scoreline here, but doesn't feel like they're really going to get much mileage. As good as this round looks for them, 2 rounds is not enough for a CT side of Inferno. And it's not over yet. Can Bolts get a one-on-one engagement? It looks like he might be able to with Ace's position. But he's just too tight to the wall. Bolt starts to fear his 9 o'clock position. And there is a unlikely 2nd round for Eunited, it must be said at this point. But oh, wow, look at the money. That did not come... All those frags at the end of a round by the CT sides, where they were losing the rounds, has actually paid off, and they've put SK on an eco. What a situation. They could actually make a half out of this after all. And then who knows where they might go on the T side. Easier said than done, however. Let's see what SK are able to do.
Yeah, you can't really count them out. They've got only single smoke, which I'd imagine the single most potent way to use that would be for CT if you want to explode onto B. And that looks like it could be the case. We'll see the lineup here from Bolts. He's just, I mean, that is where you would probably throw from, but he's going to walk back here. So very limited ability to work with. Looks like they want to go towards A here, but they aren't going to be given a pick by United. United have a lot of utility. They very well can get a flashbang into top mid for a peek to get the information and maybe even an engagement. But if you let the pistols burst onto you in a split, that could go wrong.
Imagine if they exploded B here.
Oh, as Cole got the 1 dig in him. Look at the shoulder jiggles. They're so close to an explosion. There's no flashbang though. They just needed that 1 flashbang. Maybe the numbers game could do it as well. Oh no!
Look what happens when you give up like all that territory.
They just don't know how to deal with it, it seems. I mean, if you can't win that round, what hope is there for the rest of the half?
I think like on a fundamental level, it should be, you should be thinking about it like, what's the range of area that you have to flick to? And it's like, if you think about a choke point, it's a smoke wide. So that area is like the minimum amount of area that you can expect to have a fight versus terrorists. And you want to try to have that as much as possible. And then if you let them pass that, then you're going, you know, 5 smokes wide, or adding verticality to it. You know, they have the people coming out of halls, and then they have the people peeking the right side of the bomb site. And it's like, suddenly the way you have to aim is a lot more difficult, just because you backed up too far. They didn't even, they had all their utility, didn't use it. Like,
that is a nice shot. That's a nice shot.
Stewie,
wow.
Dude.
Not much you can do about that. It happens. It happens. That is the kind of level of players we're dealing with here. Ace. I'm not sure if he wanted to go aggressive. I think it's just funny for fun. Dapper goes forwards, and again, this is kind of the aggression we need to see. Ooh, that could be it. Money nade. Oh, that's some good damage. 50% done to both players. Molotov burning Stew even. Dapper's super aggressive hit. That's a 9 health, and he can't escape. He was moving around too much. Gets punished. That's... Well, here we go. More active United is getting some really positive situations here. This is perfect. 4v3. Now the mid-rounding is, there's lots of opportunities for you to make plays, and you're more aware of the options of your opponents as well. So they've done this well. And look at the nade situation for SK. It's not necessarily perfect. They have enough to work with, but they don't have any nades for post-plant if they get onto a plant. So United, much better round from them.
yeah, here you can set 2-2. There's only 3 people coming up. They already taken nade damage. You can call for the rotates here.
The flash from Moose. Allows Relics to peek, absolutely perfect. But he's isolated now, and he knows he is. He's expecting the push because of the smoke separating him from his teammates. And now SK are in a reasonable position, but Ace has the awareness to check for Cold Zero, and he shoulder peeks fallen as well, but he goes back. But Ace this time is better for it. United do get that third round on the board, and 5 is possible. But with the plant, perhaps SK can buy again.
Always.
They most definitely can.
Very nice. So, couple more rounds, and they are in a workable situation, especially considering some of the CT problems you're describing for SK. There might be a chance here for United to get back into it, and that would be fantastic. It'd be amazing to see. Double orbs on Relics and Ace. Ace-2. We'll see if it's going to work out for them. Will Ace get aggressive this round? Previously, on the last round, he stopped himself. Here, he's going to go deep, perhaps? No. Okay, does not go deep. The flash was there, should he have done anyway. Here's the running, and catches Stewie. Bomb is middle as well. Is that a tell for Ace, do you think? That's the question. Maybe too early for it to give away anything. Good angle. Ooh, 2 early kills for United. Very strong. It's strong.
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 Strong with a K because Eastern Europe. I don't know.
Too strong.
Ace will retain his position at the top of mid for the time being, but that smoke will push him away. Dazzle's there, but he'll get flashed off as well, so they will get forced back to United at the minute mark. Bolt announces his position, but he's always there. But with 3 players left, what do United read into this? SK re-aggress, and with the United players playing on the site, they will hear the scope. So now they know 2 of the 3 players are here. Very likely that this will be the final play. Dazzle's position will be hard to deal with. 1 smoke down is one way to deal with it. Ace running distraction in the meantime, but he will get traded. The rotation starting to come in for United, and there are still 2 players on the A site. Not reading their position, but SK know that they're lurking, they're waiting. Now Fallen is alone, he's faking, he's getting sprayed down, he's spreading, trying to find some frags, but he can't do it. 4 players survive for United as they move into the last round of the first half.
A late recovery. Just have to deal with the final round in which SK have less than optimal equipment. What do you think Stewie was going for there?
No idea.
Because that peek Ace had is the flash that they threw, it will stop the deep peek and blind him, but like it would stop this peek. There's the flash, but it doesn't stop him from taking a shallower angle, which is fairly common. So I'm quite curious because Stewie will get caught by that more common angle.
I'm not sure what the call was.
Yeah. Either way, SK going for the B play. They're going to try to burst, explode. They're going to try to create vulnerabilities. Oh, Relics. Oh, nice flick there. Will it be a recovery? Flames doing some damage as well. 3 players left. The bomb yet to go down. The Orb still alive. That means construction is going to be held onto for the CTs. The loaf strikes again. First had enough. Too much loaf. Prefer.
Loafer.
Cold Zero. Getting 2 kills. That is UMP!
Oh my
Look at the help on
Oh.
these players. That would have been quite absurd.
Bro.
That would have been outrageous.
Of course he had to think of both.
Great recovery though. Really nice recovery from United. They've given themselves a chance to have something to work with, which is pretty awesome. Again, if you consider how it started, and I think it was NIP earlier today where we saw this like a very similar story. They started off being down 1 to 10 or something like that.
And then they get fed up and they go aggressive and then win somewhere else.
Against Mouse Sports, and they win in overtime. So, and this is, I mean, I think we can set it up with a similar narrative, just because, again, SK, as you mentioned, well, you're mentioning that they can struggle sometimes on the TT side, so that could be where their problems are. So, we'll see if United can start off with a pistol victory. That's what this really comes down to. Not a good start though. Stu with CZ. He's making quick work of his opposition.
This is a must-win round for United, and it is certainly doable. It's a 2v2, regardless of where they go. for the time being, making a lot of noise in mid, and that's going to cause the rotation, so they're slowing things down, and that won't be to their advantage. Ooh, will they be cutting corners? Yes! That will cost them everything. Round number 11 for SK Gaming. Can they be stopped now? What do Eunited choose to do? The force buy. They cannot be playing down 5 to 13. Not unless they can help it, for sure. So it will be the Deagles, it will be the CZs, and it will be not a single grenade. No flashes, no nothing. No burst top mids. What is their plan? What is their force buy stratego with no grenades?
See just how confident SK are. Just base, well, they got 4 SMGs. One Phoebus re-smoked down mid. No real way for Eunited to make progress with their pistols and no utility. They kind of want to sit and see if anybody from SK decides to get too aggressive or goes into their angle. They do take a chunk off of the one rifle's HP.
Will there be a 1D here for Relics? He wants it for on the angle. Oh, it's not there though.
It's close.
Yeah, you can see definitely pre-firing that. Pre-fire. So strong, but not this time. It's cold with the MP9. You shall not pass. You shall not pass. Bomb for Stewie.
Oh.
Yeah, I thought it was the 180 as well, but no. It's fallen back in there.
Oh me, oh my.
Well then. SK will not wait to run for this one. Stewie's been tagged, but does it ultimately matter? Perhaps not. Multiple targets, multiple frags. Final bullet. Even time to reload the CZ, and he will continue. Bolt's in there for support on the high ground, and this will be a brief round number 18. And I don't think many will be sad to see that. With the Glocks. On to the next one.
It's getting interesting for SK. They're finally starting to get a lot of breathing room with this advancing lead. Lots of money to slowly be giving additional security to them, and really this could be the last chance for United. A very different tale on their side of things. Such is the story of a 5-10 half followed by a loss in the pistol round of the second half. Fur will make his way into the apartments here, and we know what he's up to. Shenanigans. It is a constant and absolute when it comes to Fur. Bolt's also there with him for support. And he knows Dazzle's there. About to exploit it, perhaps. The MP9 is good for it. High fire rate. Very, very useful. And moves what he suspects. Oh, he didn't check it. He didn't check it. He almost was going to, but then he didn't.
He thought he did. He half checked it.
I hate it. Yeah, the half check. You hate to see it.
3 remain for Eunited. All towards top mid. Fallen willing to rotate, and it's maybe with good timing as Coldzera gets picked off. Pop flash from Bolt, who's in the red as well. Fallen gets absolutely deleted on the rotation. There goes Bolts as well. Perhaps it's not over after all. Stewie with the UMP. 22 for 11. Showing his worth for SK. And now he's dead. 6 rounds for Eunited. A long road back. What does this mean for the CT economy? Oh, they can most certainly buy.
Yeah, it was just a bonus round. They had kept 3 or 4 SMGs for that.
Give us an excuse to pull by. Say SK.
Totally fine with this. They would have liked to kill one more person. Probably would have removed the ability for United to op on this round. But they op. Anyways, oh, an ace out ops a fallen. Father fallen has fallen to the ground with his op. Angel.
It's banana control here for United. Giving themselves a lifeline, a chance. The fragment have fallen as well, of course, giving a lot of space and creating questions for SK as to how they would want to adjust to a lack of a man.
Grenade.
Pretty fantastic, isn't it? Spot on.
It's meaty.
On the noggin. On the noggin.
It's a porterhouse.
On your roads.
On the nose.
It's full of protein.
Thick.
Riparazione bicicletta.
The hell does that mean? Oh, it's on a wall.
AAA.
Yeah, means bicycle repair. I think in the pits on this map there's a broken bicycle, so it's pretty bad advertising. Or just someone who's just super lazy.
Bad advertising or bad bicycle?
I think. Well, I mean, I think it's just laziness because obviously the repair shop's so close by. Well, I mean, come on. Come on. 2 CTs on the B1 side for SK. They haven't decided to stack anything. They're just playing passive. That's their decision. They've held on to a lot of grenades here. And there's 35 seconds to go. Look all the nades they have.
Double Molotov.
He's really holding on to it.
Wow, that is big.
That is beautiful, and it forces the hand of the team players, but they'll get the frags regardless. What in the blazes was that? Wow.
That was a very egregious jump through the smoke. There's no way he was supposed to win that.
Yeah, it's not. Did not expect that.
He had no time to do the jump up or anything. He's just like, I'm going through. If I get this kill, we win, boys.
That was really weird, actually. Especially considering, like, okay, SK decided to play passive, and it's kind of okay because they held on to so many grenades so late. That actually kind of makes it okay. But at the same time, somehow United still just make it work anyway. No losses. I don't know. I don't understand, but
He's just very lucky.
they're back in this. I mean, it's a long road back to full recovery, but definitely promising. I mean, the money for SK is not going to be good if they can't afford to lose a player here. And okay, Orb is gone. Ooh, Bolt survived though.
I think Fur could have just thrown his Molotov a little bit earlier. I know it's just like backtracking, but the Molotov takes some time to expand anyway. And so you don't actually want to throw it like right at their feet. You want to throw it like before they get there, just a second before. They have no choice but to come B. Could have done more damage, who knows.
SK are broke. Do start to wonder at what point they will be slightly concerned. 6-round lead for now, so before United get anywhere close, SK would be at max loss bonus, which means big buys. This is not one of those. They'll be forced away.
Wow.
Turn tail and run. United enjoying the spoils of the T side, the freedom of the T side, freedom to roam. Free spirits. Can go where they want to.
Is this happening? Is this do you guys think this? Do you believe? Do you believe? I don't see
It's
confidence.
too early, I think.
Launders.
6 rounds, not yet. I'm not a believer yet, but I'm happy to be proven wrong. Fallen rotating with his USP. And there may be a gun to collect top mid. Dead now, of course.
Yeah, just Stewie trying to survive with the M4. He looks like he's pretty good for that, though. There's no one really nearby to stop him, so he'll observe the fish in their natural habitats. It's not really a natural habitat.
Those fish, those fish are definitely not natural habitat, but those fish are the worst element in the game. I don't know what you call it.
They're sprites. They're basically sprites just floating around because they're not even 3D. They're literally sprites.
They're like,
it's like flats.
Cardboard devices with some flapping thing on the back. They're just so bad.
Ooh. Whoa.
Wow.
I'll never forget that.
Some weird kind of Illuminati fish meeting.
That's strange.
How do we make ourselves three-dimensional?
So it's the first step. It's the first step in.
We must enter the next dimension. Right then, 5 rounds between the two sides. No sniper rifles for SK, but they have plenty of M4s and plenty of skill. United's late to banana, waiting for any initial grenades. Will be content clearing apartments for the time being. They can flash into banana as and when necessary. I think Ace will be the man to do that. see Relics making his way. But speaking of late grenades, SK have been waiting as well for the cues from United that they're making their way. They're making inroads towards B.
Yes, inroads have been made. They've got that banana control, and Apartments is there too. Moose is just waiting for the pick, waiting for the opportunity. Now that position is good when you have your teammates causing rotations. So for example, if they're smoking arch and you can get the CTs to fall back, then maybe there's a shift in the setup on A, and then Moose will be able to catch someone. That's one eventuality in which someone will run across his crosshairs.
See how passive they are?
Yeah, very passive.
And Fur is the only one spotting mid and gets smoked out of arch, which is usually the first smoke that goes down. He's re-smoking it too.
That's very smart. It's like further delaying the push. The smoke is down there to push him off the angle.
But he still doesn't have info though. Like no one knows what happened at mid or who's left.
That's true. And United could just be cutting noise now and holding it for all SK know. Not as many nades here for the defense of B from SK, and Fallen looks away. Stewie's blind, he can't help him out. Stewie falls as well, and once again, a round lost by playing too passive on Inferno. We've seen it so much recently.
It's the biggest problem in esports.
In esports, it is the biggest problem in esports.
Passive CT sides on Inferno, just destroying this game.
Yeah, I mean, we saw this from Luminosity. It's a very, very good example of all the because you can watch it and use it as a study as to the opportunities you're giving up and the positions you're putting yourself in. You put yourself in a position where you have to guess, and you never want to do that. Because
and you put yourself in a position, most importantly, where two guys have to get 3 kills, Whereas if you have a fast rotate, 2 guys can get 2 kills maybe, and your teammate could help, or extra set of utility, But you never want to put yourself in a position where you have to trade out favorably with 2 CTs. It's not fair. It's not fair to them, and it won't happen most of the time. That's the thing, right? It won't happen most of the time. It won't.
4 rounds. They are getting closer. M4s are out once again. Stu with an AK. It's always, I think you always have to note the CT side when they have an AK-47 on a player as potent as Monsieur Stewie, because it can be the difference maker. Ace, the walking sentry, and it will be the burst top mids. I love a good burst top mid. Woo! That was a close one.
Taking it easy. Now this is where things get interesting, because as you say, previously, they didn't ever check any info here. So United, if they're super smart, they can play the same round as last time, but just stay top mid now and cut noise, and sort of have the same timing.
Yeah.
Because SK, as you say, they're not finding the info. We've got Fur on Arch. Previously he did re-smoke Arch, and United not cutting noise here. Deciding to just play the round out as they originally intended. Fur's alone. He's going to go for the... That's a cool re-smoke, but it may be... Oh, it's actually on good timing.
Yeah, when they smoked off the back of Arch, you saw Cold Zero through the pop flash to stop their push. And that allowed Fur to create that timing afterwards. So that's a great response from SK. And that puts United on the sub 30-second mark, which teams are not afraid of these days. But look at the bombs starting to move towards the B bomb site. Fur, he's waiting for 2. He spots both of them, but someone's made it around. Dapper goes back for the kill, and that closes the eyes of Fur. But Fallin is there to spot the wrap. Does he realize what's going on? It seems he does.
Stewie going for the long-range spray. It's working out for him, though. The second kill. Moose needs a headshot. He needs to just somehow get his way in there. And really, I think generally quite a pretty well-played round by United. The theory, I think, was good. They were able to isolate Stewie alone on the site with suggesting the A play, but really it was a split.
Yeah, they just didn't clear Cubby. It was like nice. Like Fur figured out they're not going to expect me to do this, to be this aggressive, I guess.
That was very weird, because that play from Fur to me suggests that he expects him to make a mistake. Because if he drops the smoke there and you're not checking the one position that he can take, it's kind of, that's lazy.
It's on you, yeah.
It's on you. That's a shame on me moment.
And they have the other smoke, so they don't even have to worry about that crossfire. They can just clear it.
Yeah.
Safely.
14 rounds for SK now. They fear the reset though. So again, for United, Best looked at as opportunity knocks. We win this round, we catch up. Ooh, bolts. Before the 180 can come into cold zero, Moose is opening things up here.
Oh,
that is a
no.
beautiful third frag as well.
Monster.
United showing their fragging power.
Oh my god, this is such a big round as well. Because it will reset SK and really allow United to have more breathing room and get a lot more momentum. But that only really works out in that way if they are able to take down these two players, which seems unlikely, although Moose has no idea, so never mind. Ace though catches Fallen, so maybe they can kill both remaining players. Stu though picks up the AWP, and we know what he can do with it as he readies it, and then walks straight into it. Good crosshair placement from Stu. Doesn't even have to flick. I really want to know what centimeters Stewie's playing on, like, see him for 360.
Don't know for the centimeters, but his sense is like, I don't think he listed it anymore because like Doodle didn't list it, so then everybody else stopped telling everybody what their sense was. But I think it's around 1.8 at 400.
This is why we need a standardized metric.
But you also have to convince everyone to not be lazy. And
yeah, I just don't know why it doesn't catch on. It caught on in the Quake scene like almost immediately. Everyone just does it that way.
it's interesting.
We're in North America, they use inches, man. They measure things in inches.
I'll even take inches for 360.
We have a tape measure in the office. It's in inches. What's that?
Any standardized measurement that doesn't have me calculating, like, oh, multiple this times the DPI, and then like use my sense as like a reference point, and then oh, maybe what if they have acceleration or window sense different, or the drivers.
I just
the
understand
drivers
everything
different or something
on DPI.
Triggered.
Like it just doesn't
make sense.
James, see, I'm fighting for a world where everything makes sense, and we don't do things that don't make sense. That's what I'm fighting for, James.
Fighting for a while, the muffins always have that little moist bit in the middle.
What? They do?
Yeah, because some places have just muffins and are really dry. And I just can't, I don't want to live in a world with dry muffins.
Oh, you want the moist bit in the middle, gotcha.
Yeah.
Huh.
I mean, to be fair,
Guys, Stewie's making round out of this.
Okay.
Could you please stop talking about nonsense? For fighting top mid with the P250, and weapons have been collected. If the smoke was closer, who knows what that could have done, but he cannot secure top mid. So if he can get a good timing on these players, not like this, surely the trader's there, but Fur is still close, and his presence continues to be an issue. We see a CT towards Arch as well.
Oh my god.
And that's the bomb on the floor. Oh dear, he's got to grab it fast because there were two players there. 30 seconds. Make a run, make a play. Which way does he go? They have vision of banana now, SK. So that second player on A won't rotate too far. 18 seconds and... Oh, that was the kill he had to find. What a disaster for Eunited.
A blunder.
They can buy for the most part, but now the margin for error is nil. Will they go a map each? Looks likely at this point. 5 rounds in a row versus match points. Let us see.
I wonder why they aren't just like taking mana control in this round. Oh boy. Oh boy.
Fallen.
He loves this. Like half blind, Molotovs everywhere.
That with the trade. Can't find Fallen. Oh, he misses the shot, and there's a chance. I thought he had it. And now Dapper straight in there. Has the smoke down as well on CT. Bomb is far away. Now, how do they play this? Do they just go for it, or do they try to be cheeky? There's no rotation still from the A players from SK.
I think this is a calculated risk. If Fur dies, it's over. If he doesn't die, maybe there's a rotation. They're slowly starting to move, and now we've got a 3-on-2, and Fur still has construction, so perhaps a calculated risk is to go for the play because they are facing the reset if they get wiped out here. But look at the utility, look at the man advantage.
Tense stuff. Moose will hold the construction angle. Ace will hold towards Banana Pool, CT, and all the rest. Gotta be really careful. There goes the Molotov spray. Won't be good for Ace though in the 1v1, but he's burned alive. Flames everywhere. Oh! I can't believe it. They managed to make it work. United's still in this one after all, but the money for everyone is ruined. Everyone on the server is broke.
10 players should buy right now. Throw it on the table. They know United have like very little money right now.
That was an excellent finish to the round. I love that. All the Molotovs flying all over the place.
Yeah. 50 grand sport. Congratulations.
That's like if we on Westwood TV or something, or like fire in the booth.
There's a rap air horn.
Let's
Damn,
go.
son,
Where's
where'd you find this?
With the glass smashing, breaking everywhere. Congrats on all the face-it points. You are rich, sir, in face-it points. You're a face-it baller. SK Gaming looking like they could use some cash. They could use some face-it points. Doosh, doosh, doosh. Relics goes in, Relics goes out.
Can we get some more horn, please? Yes! I used to go to drum and bass raves. I used to, well, I didn't go to them. I used to be bar staff. I used to be bar staff at them, and there was this one called Homelands Festival, which was in a field from 6 p.m. till 6 a.m. So we do the early shift, then get drunk on Smirnoff Ice and get air horns and go to the front of the
Why Smirnoff Ice?
drum and bass tent. I'm a girly drinker, Smirnoff Ice, baby.
Oh my, yeah.
DJ Andy C. Rocking the vinyl. Andy C.
Ready, babe. 3
rounds.
Just telling you, I believe from the beginning. Okay. Oh, Micro Machines is so good.
No. Micro Machines.
Oh my god, that's so good. We're gonna get. we need to get like. We need to get production man, director Andy. We need to get him and Adam. Even. We need to get him.
What? Do you want to start again?
No.
And speak English this time.
We need to get him some chaos pads and like a keyboard.
Chaos pads.
Chaos pads is like it's a way to like loop sounds. So basically you can
yes,
plug.
there's an APC right there.
Yeah. Okay. Well, there we go. I mean, the thing is, like, I guess chaos pads are sort of designed for live mixing,
or
live mixing sounds that you've just made.
I think you've just lost our entire audience.
James, you do that on a daily basis. I want to go back in time to before this conversation.
I captivate.
You captivate and intimidate.
And defenestrate.
Fur with the AWP. And no Kevlar, this is curious.
It's a dubious situation.
3 players towards the B-bomb site. The CZs are out in force. Oh, Fur is blind, Fur is dead! Bolt, what can he do? His teammates are very far away indeed. And how is that not checked for?
2.
He gets 2 kills out of that. That is just sloppy. And now this is actually a winnable situation for SK. Considering the skill on this team, they could win this.
They could, but so could United, but that's not a good start for them. Fawn will be happy though, picks up the AK. Moose in the apartments. Moose will put his foot down.
Oh, he knows.
Another peek. Oh, that was almost a whiff. That was close.
That's a big yikes.
Now it's up to Stu to get the frag. He will, I'm sure of it. Yes, that's EZ, but he's going for it here. There's a quick flashbang. No, he's not. He's just going to threaten. Like James Bardoff, he's going to intimidate.
What are these allegations?
You're saying you don't intimidate?
Shout out my parolees. Yeah, smoke that OG.
Intimidate and regulate.
I don't intimidate people.
I thought that was your Counter-Strike personality. You're intimidating force on the server.
Thug priest of Counter-Strike.
Yeah. It's
On,
like
on the poker table, it is. On the physical poker table, have an imposing presence.
Where the positions get physical. Physicists get physical.
Physical physicist, lyrical lyricist, biblical biblicist.
Biblicist. Come on,
Syllabical syllabus.
Come on, just... I'm sure no one is lost. Why is he shooting the Beautiful portrait painting picture. 2 more rounds. SK Gaming, they just need one to just end the madness, end the potential for a very tricky defeat. Because I think if they lose this game, I think life gets very difficult for them. They will be losing against one of the middle table teams.
They're just stacking for no reason. Why? How come they don't go for banana control? They could be so good at it.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
How scary. Like a bunch of SK players barreling down banana every round. Who wants that?
Should tweet them. Yo, why you play CT Inferno so passive?
They're gamble stacking.
I mean, sometimes a gamble stack makes sense because it's the lack of you going for information that can be confusing to the other team in certain spots. I feel like that's a particular thing. It's not an overall approach. It's like, you know, you throw it in every so often. But I mean, Stewie, we know that he can kill everyone. So see how this goes.
Back to his usual positions. 1 up, 1 down.
Ooh.
Only the 1 though, because Ace, I don't even know what that kind of peak was, but he was expected. Can they hold Eunited 2 rounds away? Will they expect a boost? 2 very fast frags from Cold and Fur. And now it's 2 versus 4. Ace and Relics have much to do, but look how long the rotation is of half these SK players. That bomb is ticking. Only Fallen has a kit. He is surrounded by friends in construction. There is the first one. That's Fallen. That's the kit down. There is Fur as well. And now it's down to Relics. He's got time. Surely he's got time if he collects the kit. And there it is. And that will be the game. 16-13 for SK over Eunited.
That's crazy too, because imagine if the kit is on the player, like in construction, or if it's a guy in CT. Anyone but that guy. Anyone but that guy. It's maybe too far.